daily. I think I posted a snake literally 3 minutes before we went onto this interview. I was just checking my incubator, and we hatched out a really cool clown thing. So I went ahead and pulled her out, washed her off, and posted her. We're hatching every day. We're having a really good season. I feel like everyone's having a good season because last season was kind of a one-off for everybody. And I think this is going to be my biggest year for sure. The sales have been amazing. Thank you everyone for the support. My online sales, I don't know how it's happening, but I anticipated there to be like this bubble, right? Like the house market bubble. Like everyone's buying. I'm like, it's got to stop at some point. Like people got to stop buying at some point. And honestly, it's been amazing that when I hatch out a clutch, I'll have 4 people message me and say, what's for sale? What's available? Which ones are females? Which ones are males? And honestly, I'll take a deposit on half the clutch most of the time and sell the rest. Oh, that's a nice little animal there.
Sold. What do you know? Not available. Let's see this one. Sold. Not available. Yeah. Dude, this shit's heat, bro. I mean, I gotta say, what's crazy is like you have like some outstanding clown combos, but then you also have like amazing fucking like candy pies. Like I don't see people with diverse stuff like this for the most part. You know what I mean? Which I always respect. Like that's one thing I like about your projects is you usually have to go in hard to one direction. I feel like you're all right.
Well, I think the main thing is I do a lot of shows, and what we've learned. I talked to Josh Lumberg a few weeks ago about this. Is the one thing that makes you successful at a show is having variety. You can't just bring a whole table full of clowns and expect to do a good show, because what if those clown customers didn't show up to that show? Right. So my staple in the industry is I have 5 blue-eyed Lucy's every show I attend. Okay. It sounds horrible, but I always have 5 blue-eyed Lucy's every show I attend to make sure that I have animals I'm going to pay for that show.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So I do a lot of variety here, and mainly because I have the space for it. It is if you have the space for it, add more projects. And I tell all the new guys this: it's like, don't look at my production and think you need to own one of every project. That's not going to happen for you, because you just got in. Your first year, you don't want to hoard up 200 animals. So select a few projects you like. Unfortunately for me, I have a lot of space, so I just buy freaking everything. When I see a new project, I'll add 5 more animals. So because I have the space for it and I have the employees for it, that's one big thing people don't understand also, is that by yourself, you shouldn't manage 500 animals. And the reason for that is you can't give every animal the care that they need by yourself. So if you're a one-man team, then, you'll see what your limit is. It might be 100 animals. It might be 40 animals if you have a, very time-consuming job. And last year or the year before that, I realized that I can't be a one-man show. So I hired employees, and that's probably the best thing I've ever done in this business, is that I can assign, hey, you need to clean every single baby tub this week or whatever it is, so that I don't have to do it, and I make sure that the animals are taken care of. And again, that's the most important thing about doing this, right? Is that we care about the animals. So I tell people, don't expand too fast, and make sure that you give the animals what they need, because you owe that to them, right? You are all this animal has. So, if you're growing too fast, like I've seen some guys do, kind of, level it out and make sure to find out what your peak is. How many animals can you actually handle in your collection correctly and responsibly, and that's how you grow. That's how you grow the collection. By knowing that number.
I'm glad you talked about growth and whatnot, because that's one of my topics I want to talk to you about, Bob, because it's one thing that you were able to do right off the bat, where I feel like that was a part of your game plan, was the way you were marketing yourself. Like after you invested in what you felt like you believed that was going to take you to that next step, you were able to display it in a way that grasped a lot of attention and a lot of like dedicated customers, right? So a big topic nowadays, and a lot of people will always want to talk about, is like the business side of keeping ball pythons, but more like how to thrive a business, right? Because you're only as good as your last season. But even if you have a great season, like, what do you do with your snakes, right? Like, if people think it's that easy to just have gorgeous combos and you're going to fucking sell them for morph market prices or however much you want to sell them. But I feel like a lot of people struggle with that, right?
Right. So it's the branding is what you're kind of. So I think I have this thing where I've talked to a few customers this past week about it. It's actually I have this not issue. I have this character flaw. I don't know, where I actually get emotionally involved too attached with a lot of my customers. Most of my customers are friends. We talk almost on a daily basis. If you're a longtime customer, if you message me, I always respond. That's the one thing. So
Right.
and you can just talk to me about anything because I love talking about snakes. So I think it's very important for you to cultivate these relationships, especially to find out who's going to be your best customers. You might have a guy that's going to spend $30,000-$40,000 with you a year, and all it takes is you kind of holding his hand a little bit,
Right.
and telling him, hey, when he messes you to ID a clutch, it honestly takes me 3 minutes to ID a clutch. As long as it's fairly simple, I can ID that clutch, boom, like that, because I've seen enough babies. So it takes me 3 minutes to ID a clutch. I do that for a customer 10 times a year, and all of a sudden he comes back to me to spend 30 grand. So when you're cultivating these small relationships, it don't need to be about money. You want to have these good relationships with people anyways, because you're going to need people down the road. You're going to need help IDing, you need whatever. And my phone, I stay on my phone like all day long, literally at the gym, at the wherever, I'm eating dinner, because I'm responding to a lot of messages. And I hate leaving people on red, and I hate it when people leave me on red. So I think that's an important part of it. That's not so much branding, but for branding, if you see me at a show, I will not vend a show if I wasn't prepared for it. If I don't have banners, if my displays aren't clean, I don't even want to be there. So I think that's a huge part. I think that's a big thing that we're pushing now, which I'm seeing a lot more of. I've been to the last few shows, and I'm watching these brand new guys come up with 8-foot banners, clean ass displays, good lights. And I'm watching guys who've been doing this 20 years still stick to the same old ass deli cups that they used for the last 6 shows. Whatever Astral turf that they've been using for 6 shows. They got shit all in it. And I think that's a huge push, and I think that's a huge plus for the community, seeing these new guys come in, step up their game, and get to the next level. I mean, I went to a show 30 weeks ago in Knoxville, and my buddy Wesley Hatmaker and his son Weston, they set up probably one of the nicest setups, and I think that was like their 5th or 6th shows vending, and they're setting up this huge nice display, lights. I mean, and he has incredible animals because he invested very wisely. And I think right now is a very good time for people to invest. And I think we got a big push from the investment side because of COVID. People are stuck at home. They're buying more animals. You're watching guys invest 10, 30, 30, 40, $50,000 into this brand new thing that they just discovered. And I think because COVID helped, and because Miguel, believe it or not, Miguel, Justin, Billy Rowe, all those guys who discuss the business and the money side of it, it's great for the industry. Some people hate on them about it. They're like, man, I can't believe they're going to bring up money. And I'm like, why not? These guys coming in, investing 50 grand or 100 grand of their money on their first year, need to know that they can make that back next year if they do it right. So I think that's a big factor. I think that's huge. So yeah, I'm rambling again.
Don't you kind of feel like it's the ones who are kind of wondering why are they speaking about money are the ones who aren't actually out there making the money, or like actually fucking making it? Because I don't see, like, don't get me wrong, like I see people out there putting in work, but I don't see, like, I don't think everyone's getting the same fucking kind of like production, like, what's the word? Fucking just results. I guess results, right?
If you didn't do your homework.
Thank you for watching this week's Trap Talk with MJ podcast clip. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. That way you're on top of every single Trap Talk clip that's released here every week, and that way you're on top of every single podcast that comes out every Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday here on the Trap Talk with MJ YouTube channel, where we bring all the hottest up-and-coming reptile keepers and all the most experienced, hottest reptile keepers in the reptile game. We will see you here next week with another Trap Talk clip, and we're out.